The city of Boston is trying to help thousands of local immigrants threatened with possible deportation. President Obama recently gave orders protecting two groups of immigrants without legal status. These are immigrants who entered the United States as children and the parents of children with U.S. citizenship. To explain the city's efforts is the director of the Mayor's Office of New Bostonians, Alejandra St. Guillen. Thank you very much for being with us, Alejandra.
Thank you so much, Chris.
I want to start with Mayor Walsh's position on this because he is out front. He's showing his support for the president's efforts at the city level. Why is that?
Well, so the mayor, as everyone, most people know, is a child of immigrants, so understands the immigrant story and has always been front and center about that being a part of his own personal story. And when I took this position, one of the things he said to me is that I'm a mayor for all people of Boston, and one of your charges is to make sure that everybody knows that. And then on a practical level, these executive actions or reform or what have you, they all get rolled out they all get passed at the executive level, at the federal level, but it all gets rolled out at the municipal level. If you think of every aspect of our school, every aspect of our city, from the streets we live on to the schools that our children attend, all that is municipal government, and so it's our duty, and it's as our duty as a municipal government that wants to ensure that all residents know that that we are there for them, that we are able to be out in front about this executive order, and also are there to actually take actions to enable people to take advantage of it.
Well, if you're an immigrant who's eligible for this, there are certain things that will be very helpful, including the ability to get a job in a legal way. But on the other hand, this is being challenged in the courts.
Of course,
we will have a new president who will do something different maybe in a few years. So people might be worried about that.
Yeah, no, and that's totally understandable. What we do know is that, or we're pretty sure, is that even though it's stalled in the courts at this time, by the fall, early winter, there's definitely going to be some resolution. And those of us, those cities who signed on to the amicus brief in support of the president are very confident that we have legal standing, and the president has legal standing. So we're very confident that this is going to go through. It's going to take a little bit longer. Now, it will definitely happen before the president ends his term at the end of 2016 or early 2017, I guess, is technically when he ends his term. And precedent has shown that the past two presidents, both of whom were Republican, who passed these types of executive orders, that with every subsequent president, they have respected that order and have maintained. It's too disruptive to have an order and then to reverse an order. So presidents will honor that, and I think, and what we're most hopeful for, and this is what Mayor Walsh says himself, is this is just a small step. This is just a Band-Aid, and what we really need is comprehensive immigration reform. And I think it's something, we have 75% of the nation who supports it. So I think, regardless of whether Democrat, Republican, it's something that the presidential candidates are already talking about. So we're more hopeful that will happen.
So if this does go into effect, how exactly would this program work?
So what it is that for expanded DACA, so the DACA program was actually passed a few years ago, and it's, as you mentioned, for people who were brought here as children. They have to had to have come before 2010 in this new expanded DACA. They had to have come before 2010. They have to be at least 16 when they apply. They have to have completed college or GED or be enrolled in an educational program, and they had to have been, I think, under 16 before 2010. And so they're able to apply and for a work permit, get a social security number, driver's license, in Massachusetts, be eligible for in-state tuition. For DAPA, which is the deferred action for parents of either U.S.-born citizens or legal permanent residents, they have to also show that they came before 2010, that they've been here since and have been here since 2010.
So one of the things you have planned is an event to help immigrants understand this, know if they're eligible, and talk a little bit about that.
So on Saturday at the Umana Barnes Academy in East Boston, we'll be holding a session from 10 to 5. It's by appointment only, but people can still sign up by calling our office 635-4141, and people will come and they will be able to not only hear all of the information, all the updated information on the court decision and on what it is and what DACA and DAPA is and what it isn't, but they'll have the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with an immigration lawyer, any other questions they have, any other potential complications that they might have in their record that might impact when this does eventually get when the applications do come out, what might impede their ability to apply.
In the basis of what you hear from people, or even just around the neighborhood, how big a deal is this for the people affected?
For the people affected, it's huge. It's a huge deal. I don't think people fully appreciate what it means to get in your car every day and drive your kid to school or to drive to work and fear that if you go through a stop sign or you get pulled over for whatever reason that you may, get arrested, get fingerprinted and be deported. Now, as much as that might be a very unlikely scenario, it only needs to happen once or twice or 3 times, 4 times for people to really live with that fear. Children, when you have families that are a mixed status, that's the parents of U.S. citizen children or legal permanent residents. It's a consistent fear within the children, and you see even Children's Hospital has been a huge supporter of the driver's licenses for undocumented at the State House, and the reason behind that is because the mental impact and thus physical impact that it has on children of undocumented parents. So there's research that shows that these parents being able to then have a Social Security, have a license is hugely beneficial. They'll be able to apply for jobs that they certainly cannot apply for as undocumented. You have highly skilled immigrants who are undocumented, came for school, overstayed their visa, and can't go back. One woman spoke yesterday of her story. She's from Mexico, and her husband came here for graduate school, and they felt it was unsafe to go back once they had children. So they're here, they're undocumented and highly skilled in both working in jobs that do not really meet that are far below their qualifications. And so and it's good for the economy too, as people earn more wages, they have are paying higher tax rates, and there's more job creation. So there's a lot of research and studies have shown the economic impact this will have on the Commonwealth.
I'm going to prompt you for one more reminder about the time and place of the clinic.
Sure, it's in Umana Barnes Academy, 312 Border Street in East Boston. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, May 30th.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Alejandra St. We'll have more news in just a moment.